Today we're driving the 2011 Saab 9.5 Turbo. It's a pretty striking little body design. It's a sedan, obviously. It's got a lot of pluses to it. It drives great. I really like how it handles. It has a nice tight feel. It doesn't feel bouncy. It feels rather sophisticated, almost as close as you're going to get to an Audi without paying the money. Although the sticker on this car is almost $44,000. It has a 220 horsepower turbo engine, and some might say that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually pretty peppy. It feels like it's never dying for power. It always has enough torque. It's got plenty of punch. The ride is firm, and it looks really nice. I especially like everything about the interior. I'm quite fond of. What I don't like, and I mean I don't like a lot, is the dashboard, which the way Saab designed the dashboard, it's basically a slab that's looking at you, a flat slab, at least in the driver's compartment. And unfortunately they chose to make the materials that you look at the most out of cheap black plastic. It just looks so inexpensive and so poorly manufactured. Even the air conditioning grates are made of this almost checkerboard chicken wire looking stuff, except it's made out of black plastic also. And it just doesn't seem to be the kind of exercise that competes with other cars today in this category. I mean, obviously Saab has a lot of baggage with it. It's while it's a great brand with a great reputation, lately they've gone through a lot of troubles, and they've got to overcome the perception in the marketplace that they may not be around. And in fact they may not, because the latest deal kind of fell apart, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the brand, and they're hoping that this car is going to turn them around. Is it going to turn them around? I don't really think so. I mean, it's a good car, but the competition's too stiff and the price point's too high. And frankly, for as nice as this car is, it doesn't have the point of difference, the substantial point of difference that something needs to make a difference. Saab has done plenty of stunning concepts throughout the last 4, 5, 6 years, none of which have come to life. The truth is that if they had done just one of them, like Audi did with the TT, it could possibly have turned the brand around earlier and not force them to be in the position that they're in today. But that aside for a second, this is a pretty good effort. If you like Saabs, you're going to like this car. It's got a lot of great features. I just don't know if they're going to be able to pull in a new audience, and certainly not a younger audience. It just doesn't feel like something for the future. It may feel like something very adequate for the present, and do its job quite well. But I don't know, I guess I just think that the market needs a lot more than that today, especially for a brand that's trying to prove that they are going to be here for the long run, and certainly long enough while you own your car. But again, I know that this is tainting my perception of the car. I really do like it a lot. I like it a lot more than I thought I would, and I really wanted to like it because I've always liked Saab. So I was excited to get it. It looks great. There's a lot of beautiful body details in this car that I think work great. And let's see. That's it for today. Huh? And I'm here with Mr. Paul Janas, art director extraordinaire. So what are your first impressions as you were walking towards the car?
I thought it was a Lexus.
You did?
Yeah.
You mentioned that,
it seems a little bit more Japanese, and I mean that in a good sense of the word. Japanese.
okay, because when we were walking towards the car, you mentioned that it didn't look Saabish, and in your view, that was a good thing. Tell me why you think that.
Well, I think Saabs in the past had kind of a so ugly they were cool look, and then they tried to cosmetically get rid of that ugliness, and I think it made it uglier.
One thing I don't like is on the dashboard, the radio, and we talked about this earlier.
Where is the radio?
Well, this is the radio, and the navigation, or at least the compass that they call navigation, uses this pixelated 1980s green type on a black background, similar to the Microsoft MS-DOS computers.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks, even the type looks ancient history. It looks old.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look very...
Right?
I've seen thermostats in houses look better than that.
Exactly.